Hey guys, so in this video, I am also going to discuss the basics of JavaScript, right? So in the previous video, we have discussed everything related to uh, the variable declarations of JavaScript. Not exactly everything, but in that video, we have discussed that if we declare some variable in JavaScript without using any keyword, so what are the different scenarios that gets happen, right? We have discussed all that things. We have discussed all the things in that video, right? And we have also discussed that it's not a good practice to not to declare some variables without using any keywords. It's it's always a good practice to declare some variables uh, with the help of the keywords provided by the JavaScript. So the motto of this video is this only, that in this video I'm going to tell you about the different ways provided by JavaScript to declare the variables in JavaScript. So let's just get started. Okay, so uh, the first thing is that JavaScript provides three keywords to declare the variables in JavaScript, right? Uh, just like you declare some variables in other languages, in JavaScript also, you are going to declare the variables in same way, right? So JavaScript provides three keywords. The very first keyword is where, second keyword is let, and third keyword is const. So JavaScript provides these three keywords to declare some variables in JavaScript. Now let's just discuss the syntax to declare the variables in JavaScript. So using where, we can declare variables like where a is equals to 5. Here, where is the keyword, a is the variable name, and 5 is the value which get assigned to that variable. So let me just note it down. Okay. Keyword, variable name, assignment operator, value. And we also know that in JavaScript, variables are dynamic in nature, right? It means uh, JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. It means uh, uh, you can store any value, any kind of value, no matter it is string, no matter it is number, no matter it is uh, boolean. You can store all these kinds of values in the same variable. This is basically known as dynamically typed language. Like you don't need to tell the JavaScript compiler, okay, that like I'm going to store uh, string or number kind of value in this variable, right? You don't need to tell that. JavaScript will internally determine by looking to the value. Okay, so this is dynamically typed language. Okay, so this is the way to declare the variables in JavaScript with the help of where keyword. Now, with the help of let keyword, let b is equals to yes, and with the help of const keyword, const c is equals to 9. Okay, or false. So these are the syntax to declare the variables in JavaScript. Okay. So JavaScript has provided three keywords to declare the variables in JavaScript. And these keywords are where, let, and const. Now it becomes very important to understand the basic or the individual difference between these variables. So we'll start with the very first where keyword. So there are three important things about where keyword. The first thing is, where has the global scope? Where has the global scope? Now let's just understand this term global scope. Scope means anything inside the curly braces. Anything which is inside the curly braces refers to the scope, right? And if I talk of, and global means anything or any variable which can be accessible throughout the program, throughout the file. So technically, global scope simply means that any variable, anything can be accessible throughout the .js file, throughout the program, throughout that particular file. This is the global scope. This is the first thing. Second thing is, uh, we also know this thing. In JavaScript, anything which has the global scope will automatically becomes the part of the window object. In JS, anything which has the global scope will automatically becomes the part of the window object. Part of the window object. This is it. Now let's just see the thing practically. The first thing, global scope will see this thing in a practical way, right? So suppose I declare where over here, where a is equals to 5. So in other languages, this might not be possible, that I declare this where keyword inside this scope, inside these curly braces, and if I try to log over here, a is equals to 5. So in other languages, it is not possible. The variable a will get destroyed inside these curly braces in other languages. But in JavaScript, as this variable declared with where keyword, so it has the global scope and it becomes the part of the window object. That's why this variable can be accessible over here and it can be accessible throughout this whole file, right? So let's just try to print this thing. See, get a is equals to 5, right? And the same as, and uh, this point is also the same. When I declared where a is equals to 5 over here, so it becomes the part of the window object. Let me just explain you these things as well. So when I declared where a is equals to 5, and when I try to print window dot a, see, it gives 5. So it also proves that uh, if we declare some variables with the help of where keyword, then that variable will becomes the part of the window object. And that's why, as it becomes the part of the window object, that's why you are able to print this value. That's why you are able to access the value of a outside these curly braces, right? So this is this is the second thing. Now the third and the important thing about where keyword is that you can redeclare the where you can redeclare the variables with where keyword. What does that mean? The third thing is you redeclare the where can redeclare the variable with the where keyword. See, suppose I write these things. Okay, let me comment that out. Let me comment out this thing where a is equals to 6, and here I write where a is equals to Yash. So can you guess? So can you guess it? So can you guess the output? What should it give? Let's just see. Okay, okay. So first of all, I have to save the file, right? Sorry, pardon. So when I run this file, see, it gives Yash. If I again run this, so it gives me Yash. So uh, after watching this code, uh, you could have told me that, okay, Yash, this is something which is not possible in any other languages, but in JavaScript this is possible. You can redeclare the variables with the same name but with the var keyword, right? So you can redeclare the variables with the var keyword as well, right? So this is the important thing which you should note down. So these are the three important difference about var keyword, which you should keep in your mind. uh, you just have to tell these three difference and these three things about var keyword to the interviewer, then the interviewer will might be very impressed by your in-depth knowledge of JavaScript, right? So this is all about var keyword. Now let's just move towards to the let keyword. Okay, let. So first of all, let has the block scope. Let is, you can say that let also behave in the same way, just like the variables behave in any other languages. It means that when I say block scope, when I say block scope, so it means that if you declare some variables inside these curly braces, then that variable cannot be accessible outside these curly braces. Let has the block scope. Let has the block scope. So when I declare some variables with the help of let keyword, let a is equals to 5, and when I try to print this, so it should give me error, right? Reference A is not defined because you know A A gets create over here, and as soon as JavaScript reach to this line, A gets destroyed. So A has the block scope, which means that A can be accessible within this block, within this scope, within this curly brace, because A has the block scope, because it has been declared with let keyword, and let has the block scope. So it cannot be accessible outside these curly braces, right? So let, first thing about let is let has the block scope, block scope, right? This is the first thing. Now let's just take another example to understand about let keyword, right? Suppose I write something like that. Let a is equals to 5. Now we declared variable a with the help of let keyword at the top of the file. So if I do something like that, if I again declared let a is equals to 6, and if I log a, and if I log again a outside these blocks, now let's just trace this code one by one. Okay, so first of all, at the global scope, at the global scope, JavaScript will simply the global scope. This is the global scope basically. Okay, so here a keyword and declared 5. Okay, 5. This is the global scope. Okay, so when JavaScript reached to this line, so it declares a on the global scope. A is equals to 5. Okay, but when JavaScript enters into this scope, enters inside this curly brace, so it finds that, okay, here also A has been declared, but it has the different scope. So let's just call it as the another scope, which has the block scope, right? Block scope. And here, as you says that, okay, let A is equals to 6. So here again, A has been declared and the value 6 has been stored in here. So it has the block scope. Just named it as a block scope, just called it as a block scope. Here let A is equals to 6. So when compiler tries to print this log A is equals to 6, so it says that, okay, it has the block scope, so I have to print A is equals to 6. So JavaScript will give 6 over here, right? But as soon as JavaScript reach to this line, and as soon as JavaScript will reach to 35th line, so it will just erase this block scope. Erase this block scope. All these gets vanished. All these gets vanished. And now when JavaScript will reach to this line console.log A, now this A is outside the block scope, means it is in the global scope now. And in that global scope, A is equals to 5. So it will print here, it will print 5, and here it will print 6. See, 6, 5. So this is the thing, right? And one more important thing. Blocks, the variable which has the block scope can never becomes the part of the window object. Anything which has the block scope can never become the part of the window object. Okay, this is the thing. Let me just clear your this doubt as well, right? So if I declare some variable, let b is equals to 9. Okay, and if I try to print window dot b, see, it gives me undefined, which means that the variables which are declared with the keyword b can never becomes declares with the keyword let can never becomes the part of the window object. So this is the second thing about let keyword. And the third and important thing about let keyword is that you cannot redeclare the variable with the let keyword. No, you cannot redeclare the variable with the let keyword, which means suppose I declare let a is equals to 5, then I cannot declare two same variables with the help of let keyword twice. Let a is equals to yes. No, I cannot do that, right? See, over here, cannot redeclare block scope variable. Means block scope variable cannot be redeclared, right? So if I save this and tries to see, identify A has already been declared. So one more important thing, block scoped variable cannot be declared. Okay, this is the thing. So this is all about let keyword. Now let's just talk about the const keyword. Okay, const. So const is also has the block scope same as let. The unique thing about const keyword is that it has to be initialized at the time of declaration. Means if you do something like that, like if I talk about let a, so I can do this thing. Even though let has the block scope, still I can do this thing with let that. I can declare let a in some another line. I can declare, but it's not the But like JavaScript doesn't force me to initialize this variable declared with let at the time of declaration, right? I can first declare it and then can assign value in it, and then I can print it, right? But in const, this scenario is different. So this is the basic difference between let and const. So like you cannot do this thing const a, and then you are initialize 6 value in it. No, you cannot do with it. Just see, const declarations must be initialized. See, missing initializer in const declaration. So this is the unique thing about const. If you declare some variable, let me note it down. If you declare some variable with const keyword, then that variable must be initialized at the time of declaration. Otherwise, it will give error. This is the thing. So what I want to say you that this is something which you have to do. Const a is equals to 7. At the time of declaration, you have to initialize value in it. And now if you print this a, so get your result. See, const a is equals to 7. So this is everything about let, where, and const keyword. I hope, guys. And yeah, the one last thing, uh, you cannot redeclare the variable with const keyword as well. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing.